Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon, and today we are back with another Enlisted video, and today we have to talk about the latest update. If you don't know, the Foreshadow update has dropped as of yesterday, and today we're going to be talking about the effects of the Foreshadow update, and why everyone should be thanking God that this update has dropped. So without further ado, let's just get started. And the first thing we had to talk about is the new vehicles. The STG-44S for the Germans is a premium, and that is a pretty dang good premium, and that only requires you to pay money, which I don't really suggest, but you can do that. The AVT-4020 is a Soviet AVT with 20 rounds, and honestly, in my personal opinion, this thing was to replace the PPSH-41S, which I was pretty dang happy that they added the PPSH-41S, but then they replaced it with this, which I'm not a big fan of. If they want to give us the AVT-40, at least give us a 30-round AVT-40, or a 25-round AVT-40s. And of course, the Japanese get the M2 sawed-off, which is somewhat of the most interesting things that Japan can get, considering that the fact that Japan, I'm almost guaranteeing you, did not capture an M2 carbine, and definitely will not saw off the barrel of the M2 carbine. They did capture the M1, and they did not saw off the M1. And regarding the tanks, the Yak Panther is a pretty dang good tank, and regarding the planes, we do have the N1K2J, which is pretty dang terrible, the K100 is pretty dang good, and of course we have the M36, which is pretty dang good, so that's that. And we have to move on to talking about other things. For example, the map. The map is one of the best maps in game. If I were to rate the maps as of right now, I would rate this as an S tier. It has some of the best stuff for almost every faction, and that's good. Now regarding everything else, which is a lot of bug fixes, which is something that a lot of people wanted, and most importantly, they've given us some new stuff. For example, you can officially now change the nationality of your soldiers, which is pretty dang good, so that's great. This is not to mention the fact that as of right now, you can actually select what maps you prefer and dislike, which is pretty dang good if you ask me. For those who don't know, I pretty much like the Tunisia maps. I do think the scenery is good, and I do like some of the Moscow maps, such as the early tier maps, so that's my personal favorites. For the Pacific Front, I pretty much like Mansura, and overall, it depends on your opinion. I do think that Enlisted is trying to decrease desertion, which honestly, in my personal opinion, creating maps that you actually enjoy actually helps with people deserting, and as of right now, Enlisted has given us a new thing, which is essentially if you want to desert, you essentially have a minus 20% experience penalty for 2 battles. Now, in my personal opinion, this is not that bad, especially if you unlocked everything or on your way to unlocking everything. This is not really that bad, but for newer players, it's pretty dang significant, so I do suggest that newer players do not, let's just say, skip or unrail games. Now, a lot of people have been saying, well, what if my Wi-Fi sucks and my Wi-Fi is like, nope, we're not gonna give you the game and we're just gonna log you out, or we're just gonna have a Wi-Fi bumper, or literally something happens to your game and your game just shuts down, and or the Wi-Fi fails to connect and you get kicked out. Does that count as desertion? Unfortunately, yes, that does count as desertion, which I do think that people should find a way to fix this. Enlisted, now I don't know if Enlisted is trying to fix this, but I do think they are pretty silent on this, so that's interesting. And of course, we do have to finally talk about the AI fixes. For those who don't know, in this update, AIs have been fixed a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. They will not tend to be going in front of you, which is kind of funny because I just released a video of them charging towards me while using an anti-tank weapon. So that's good. Now, as of right now, I don't think AIs will be running towards you or running in front of you when you shoot, which is pretty dang good if you ask me. They'll also change the characterization of AIs. For example, if your AI is from a bush, they cannot shoot across the bush and kill the person. Essentially, they have better line of sight. They cannot just shoot through bushes or shoot through windows or whatnot. They essentially are much, much better at dealing with, let's just say, their environment. So that's great. Now, in my personal opinion, this is some of the best quality of life updates. Let's be honest, this update is essentially quality of life. Yes, we have new weapons, and yes, we have new stuff, but let's be honest, most of these stuff are not that good compared to what we got last time. But once again, I'm not saying that this stuff is bad, I'm just saying that what I'm trying to say is that what we got is what we got, and it's something that we much need. So that's great. And once again, we are focusing mainly on the quality of life. For example, the AI, the nationality fix, the ability to essentially go into games that you want or maps that you want, the ability to essentially get desertion penalties, and there are a lot of other stuff such as the addition of new appearances, so that's great. Now, in my personal opinion, this is a pretty dang good update, mainly because, once again, this is a quality of a life update, and it's something that a lot of people have been asking for. Preferred maps is something that a lot of people have been asking for, and whatnot, so it has pretty dang good. So without further ado, this is all it for the latest update. In my personal opinion, I'll rate this as an A tier, so that's that. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.